Thanks for joining us here at Functional Bliss, where Audra and Jessica will guide you through exercises and wellness techniques to help you live your best life every day. It's in the name after all, Functional Bliss. Before you do anything else, click like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know whenever we put up a new video. To join our Blissful Gang for live Zoom classes where you can get more direct suggestions and encouragement, go to our website and sign up. Check the class description below for any equipment needs, grab your gear, and let's get started.
Okay, and we are starting in standing, and it's a repeater, so we're going to do that sets of three moves 3 times, then we'll do another repeater, 3 moves 3 times. For our 1 minute of warm-up, I'm going to talk through before I even hit the timer, that way we just get those extra minutes. So you're going to touch the back of the head with a little bit of a chest opener, so think light and gentle back bend, touch your shoulders, circle one way, circle the other way, come down to your knees, rough up your knees. You'll either rough or pat your knees, whatever you like. Reach down, touch toes, come back up to your knees, rough them again, and then roll your way up nice and slow. So it's a head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Touch the back of your head, touch your shoulders, circle one way, circle the other way, come down to your knees, rough them up or pat them up, touch your toes, come back up to your knees, rough them up, and then roll your way back up to standing. We got 30 seconds of work. You take that at your pace. Notice how your body feels this morning as you reach back and touch your head. Notice your chest, notice your shoulders, touch your elbow, touch your shoulders, circle your elbows. Notice how your shoulders are moving this morning. Come down to your knees, give them a good roughing up, touch toes, come back up to your knees, and then repeat. All right, now the next time you come all the way up to standing, now we're going to take it into across the midline of the body. So we'll move it right into a cross crawl. Start with just a hand touch to the knee, kind of get a little bit of rotation in the torso, a little bit of movement in the hip flexors. Notice your balance. We don't have any single leg balance today, so don't even need to worry about it, but just kind of see where you're at this morning. And then once you feel like that's feeling really good, if it feels good to go just that little extra mile, go elbow to knee so you get that little bit of a crunch in the abdominal muscles, but we're still crossing the midline of the body. So we're getting both sides of the brain to kick on, and the spine is twisting just a little bit. So we're getting the central nervous system reared up and ready to go. And time, nicely done. Okay, if you don't feel like you're completely warmed up yet, opt for no weights for the first cycle through, but it's going to be overhead press, bend down, touch the ground. We got 1 minute of work here. You take this at your pace and with the amount of weight that feels appropriate to start. Press up and overhead. Your legs are as wide as feels good so that you can bend down and touch the ground in a comfortable way. Nice job. "12 seconds left. And time. Nice. Okay, now hang on to those weights. We're going to take it into a bent over alternating grip row. So we're going to do that little bit of a hip hinge, bend over, and they're going to alternate between the two. So one round, it's going to be palms facing in, and then palms are going to flip and face out. As we do that work, think narrow row. So we're going to scrape the elbows along the ribs, lower down, flip your palms, scrape your elbows, lower down, flip your palms. So each time through, you change the orientation of your palms, but keep a nice narrow grip for your row so that your elbows scrape your ribs. And then think about driving your elbows up towards the ceiling. Keep your spine nice and long. Keep a little double tuck of your chin so that your head's not jutting forward too much. Nice job. You guys look amazing. Beautiful. a slight firmness in the belly, or for some of us, you want to feel like the tailbone's drawing down just slightly to create a little bit of length in the low back so that the low back feels strong and protected the whole time. We got 20 seconds left. And time. Beautiful. Come on up. Put one hand weight down or switch to a slightly heavier weight. It's going to be an alternating rear lunge with a hay baler to a halo. So load up at the chest, step one leg back, rotate towards that hip, over the shoulder, swing it around the head, bring it to the chest, step that foot in, switch to the other side, step back, rotate towards that back hip, circle all the way around, bring it to the chest, step it in. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Take this work at your pace, lunging as much as feels good. So you may choose a staggered stance versus a lunge if that feels like a more stable position for you this morning. As you step back into that lunge, and then you do the hay baler and the halo, you do want to make sure your legs feel nice and strong and solid. Rotate the torso, but keep your legs nice and kicked on so they feel strong, offering you support so you can move and rotate through the top of the body, but stay in that unbalanced position at the bottom half of the body. And time. Nicely done. Okay, we're moving right back to that squat, bend down, touch the ground, overhead press. So grab your second weight, or if you didn't do weights the first time, maybe now you grab some weights, reach down, touch the ground, overhead press. How fast you choose to go here, totally up to you. If you like adding a little bit of cardio or getting your heart rate up, you might go a little bit faster. Or if you're doing that building strength, you want to go for your heavier weights, but slow it down a little bit. "20 seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, taking it right over into that bent over row with the alternating grip. So find your little hip hinge, load up, elbows scrape, lower down, flip your palms, elbows scrape, lower down. We come up and down with the same amount of control, and then just rotate rotate your forearms so that you switch your grip. And then as you're doing that work, just think about drawing the tailbone down, belly firm. Watch your head position. So if your head is reaching down towards the ground, pull it back, make a little double chin tuck. Yes, nice job. Ooh, you guys look amazing, beautiful. And time. Nicely done. Come on up, switch to one single weight, or if your one single weight is not quite heavy enough, go with double weights, but hold them nice and close to each other so you still get that good intentional grip and that nice rotation. All right, so we're alternating between our lunges, hay baler to a halo. So we step one leg back, rotate towards that hip, circle it up, over and around, bring it to the chest, step it in, switch to the other side. Always options to leave any parts out that aren't working for you. So if a halo isn't working for you, leave that off, just go for the hay baler. If that lunge isn't working for you, if your legs, your feet, your ankles are giving you any mischief this morning, leave that part off, stay in a more nice, even stance, and just go for the hay baler with the halo. So choose your own adventure. You always have options to change things so that they make sense to your body, to your energy level on any given day. And time, nicely done. Okay, grab that second weight. Last time through this set, right back to those squats, bend down, touch the ground with the overhead press. Options to either go heavier weights if things are feeling really good, or lighter weights if you're starting to feel a little fatigued. Seven seconds left. And time, nicely done. Okay, take it back into that bent over row, but ask yourself here, can you switch to a heavier weight or do you need to switch to a lighter weight? No right or wrong, but just notice palms facing in, scrape the elbows, lower down, palms facing out, scrape the elbows, lower down. Keep everything in a nice tight position. Belly is firm, legs are nice and solid. Ooh, nice head posture too. You guys look amazing, beautiful. Ten seconds left. And time, nicely done. Come on up, shake that out, grab one single hand weight, go for heavy or double up if you're going with those lighter weights. We've got 1 minute on the clock. We're taking it into those alternating rear lunges with the hay baler, add the halo, load up at your chest, step back, rotate towards the hip, all the way around, load it up to the chest, switch to the other foot, or add any parts that feel better or take out any parts that don't feel good. Ten seconds left. And time, nice job. Okay, now we're coming down onto the ground. We will use weights when we're down there, but one single weight is probably pretty much all you're gonna need. Come down, we're gonna go into a single knee push-up position. So you may choose, just depending on your wrists, your shoulders, your chest, you may choose just a single tabletop push-up and you may go with just that. If it feels good, you're gonna go one knee down. We're gonna switch the knee down at the 30-second mark. So one leg back, one knee down, push yourself forward just a little bit so your shoulders are in line with the wrist. Nice wide elbows, lower down with control, push your way back up nice and strong. We're gonna stick with that knee down for 30 seconds and then we'll switch to the other foot. Now, if you're working like tricep stuff and you'd rather go for a tricep push-up, walk your hands in a little bit closer, eyes of the elbows rotate towards the front of your mat, and you do that narrow push-up. So if that's an option that you want, take that one, and you have 3 rounds of it, so you have plenty of room to play around. 5 more seconds with this knee down. All right, when you're ready, switch your knee. Everything else stays the same. Nice job. 10 seconds left. All right, now we're taking it into a knee down side plank position. So rotate yourself out to the side, grab one single weight. So it's going to be that knee down side plank. And then you're going to choose your adventure here. If you need a little bit more shoulder chest stuff, you're going to keep the torso really stable and just the top arm is going to open and close. If you want more rotational work, you're going to reach through and underneath, pull that weight up nice and high. We got 30 seconds of work here. Take it at your pace and then choose the option that feels the best. Rotate or open and close. Five more seconds. All right, now we're going to stay with that knee down, but we're going to come up into a high kneel. Switch your weight to the other hand, and now your back hand is going to go behind the head with a little bit of pressure. So head into the hand into the head, and now add a little side bend. Reach down towards your knee, come back up nice and strong. 30 seconds here. Take the work at your pace, but with a little bit of a focus on that integrity of your posture. So your head is pushing into your hand, and your hand is keeping a nice tight position. Yes, you guys look awesome. Nice job. And time. Awesome. All right, we're flipping around to the other side for that knee down side plank position. So you work yourself around in the way that makes the most sense to you. Other knee down, hand on the ground. Option number 1 is you keep a stable torso and just the top arm doesn't open and close. So you're just moving out of the shoulder. So if you have shoulder rehab work that you're doing, that might be the work for you. If you're going rotational work, especially for my golfing friends, you're going to rotate, reach through, and then reach it up to the sky. So choose the one you like. 30 seconds on the clock. Take the work at your pace. All right, when you're ready, come up to that kneeling position, switch the weight to your other hand. Other hand goes behind the head, and then we reach down like we're trying to touch our knee, and then come back up. Head is pushing into the hand is pushing into the head, so we keep that nice posture and resistance. If you're like, I'm not sure if I'm finding that work, place your hand on the hip, and you should feel those muscles in the obliques in the side body and right connected to that hip. You should feel those muscles get kicked on as you reach down like you're trying to touch the ground and come back up. So there's where the work is happening. And then we just want to keep that good integrity so that we're not trying to round and compensate with our shoulder. And time. Nice job. All right, now we're back to our knee down push-up position. So spin yourself around, move your weights out of the way, One knee down 30 seconds, the other knee down 30 seconds. Now you may choose on this one, just depending on if it wasn't a quite enough challenge for the first round. As you do that knee down, that back leg would lift with you and then come back up with control. So choose a little bit of a variation if you feel like you weren't getting quite enough work, but we got 30 seconds on the clock. Wide arms or narrow, that just depends on what you need that little extra bit of work on. We do want to keep that nice, strong planking spine. So we want to keep the belly firm. Awesome. And then we go up and down with the same amount of control. All right, when you're ready, switch knees and everything else stays the same. And time. Nicely done. Okay, we're taking it into that knee down side plank with the variation of the arm. So rotational or just the chest fly, totally up to you. Grab a single weight, find your alignment, and then either reach through and up to the sky or just the open and close and the torso stays the same. And you might choose to do a little bit of both. So maybe this round you do one versus the other. Totally up to you. We got 30 seconds on the clock. Take this work at your pace. All right, when you're ready, come up to that high kneel position, switch that hand so that your other hand is loaded up, and then away we go. Reach down like you're reaching towards your knee, come up nice and slow and controlled. 30 seconds of work here. Work at your pace and work at the depth where you feel the strongest. So you do not have to touch the ground in order to find those muscles kicking on. You might barely lean out and you're already there. So just make sure that you stay safe and strong in the work that you're doing. Nice job. And time. Awesome. We're flipping over to the other side. Knee down side plank with that through and up or with the fly. Totally up to you what variation for the arm you choose. When you're ready, we're reaching through or reaching down and then bringing it back up to the sky. We got 30 seconds of work here. Work it at your pace. All right, when you're ready, come on up to that high kneel position, switch your hands, load up at the back of the head or hand to the back of the head, and then away we go. Reaching down like you're trying to touch your knee, come back up with control. And time. Nice job. All right, now we're back to that push-up. This is our last round. So back down to that single knee push-up. Find your position, knee down in whatever depth feels good to you. I like to walk my knee back, but you position yourself in a place where you feel the strongest. We got 30 seconds with this knee down, arms wide or narrow grip, totally up to you. Just where do you feel like working now? Beautiful. Nice planking spines. You guys look awesome. Great job. All right, when you're ready, switch knees. Everything else stays the same. Five seconds left. And time. Nicely done. All right, when you're ready, find your way to that side plank position with the knee down. Grab your hand weight. Choose your options here. Go light hand weight if it feels like you're really getting fatigued, or go super heavy to finish. Totally up to you. Support your wrist and shoulder as needed. Arm through and up with a rotation, or just an open close moving out of the shoulder. Do the work that makes the most sense. We got 30 seconds. Take the work at your pace. All right, when you're ready, come on up to that high kneel, hand behind the head, switch your hands, and then away we go. Dipping down towards the knee, coming up nice and solid. And time. Awesome job. Okay, flip it over to the other side. Last one for this set. So knee down, leg out, brace that arm, brace your wrist, through and up with rotation, or just open and close like a fly. Totally up to you. 30 seconds on the clock. Do the work that makes the most sense to you. All right, when you're ready, come up to that high kneel, switch your hands, hand to the back of the head, other arm is loaded, and then we take that little dip like you're reaching towards your knee. Come back up nice and strong. And time. Nice job. Okay, to finish our work, we're going to come down all the way onto our back, doing a little bit of head, shoulders, knees, and toes, but on the ground, and adding just that little bit of abdominal work as we go. So you're going to stretch your arms up and overhead. Go for a bent knee position, like you're going for a sit-up position or a hip bridge position. Stretch your arms up and overhead, touch your shoulders, circle your elbows one way, circle your elbows the other way, touch your knees, touch your toes, crunch up, release your feet back down. Reach up and overhead like you're going for a big good morning stretch. Touch your shoulders, circle your elbows, circle them the other way. Touch your knees, touch your toes, give that little crunch, release down, arms stretch up and overhead. Shoulders, circle the elbows, go the other way. Touch your knees, crunch up, touch your toes, and release. You got 30 seconds of work here. Do the work at your pace. Pause anywhere that you like. You can pause at that big yawning stretch. You can pause at the shoulder circles if that feels good. You can just pull those knees into your chest if that feels like a way to go, or just keep it going at that nice dynamic pace. Okay, now the next time your knees pull into your chest, you're going to stay there. You're going to hold onto your knees or hold onto your shins, give yourself a little squeeze, stretch your low back. And then we're going to take those knees and draw them in circles. You're going to circle in one direction. So the inner thighs are going to stay together. Draw your knees in circles, circle one way. Draw your knees in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. Now hang on to your right knee. Let your left leg go nice and long. We're going to take it into a little supine twist. Since we did all that rotational work, we're just going to hang out there for a moment and stretch and breathe. So take that right knee over to the left across your body. Let your right arm open wide. Turn your head to the right as long as that feels comfortable to your head and your neck. And then once you're in that twisted position, you're going to breathe into your rib cage. Nice deep breaths in the rib cage. Awesome. When you're ready, pull the right knee into your chest. We're switching to the other side. Left knee is going to come in, right leg is going to go nice and long. And now we're taking that left knee over to the right. Let your left arm open out nice and wide. And then if it feels good to your head and your neck, you'll turn your head to the left as well. Once you're in a twisted position that makes good sense to your body, focus on breathing into your rib cage. Awesome. And then when you're ready, pull that left knee back into your chest, bring the right knee back in, give everything a little squeeze. We're going to scoot our legs up towards the sky, and then we're going to give our legs a good shake. So you're going to shake, 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 shake your legs. This is good for the lymphatic system. It's good for your central nervous system, but most specifically, this shaking that we're doing here is good for the lymph. So lymph carries all the junk out of our body. So we want our lymph to move, but it doesn't move on its own. So through exercise, through vibration, through jumping, through bouncing, through pumping our limbs, we get the lymph to move for us. And then it does nice, good, healthy, beneficial work. So shake, shake, shake those legs. Take about 3 more cycles of breath. And then once you feel like your legs are plenty good and shaken, grab the backs of your thighs, bend your knees. We're going to take a little rock and roll to come up. Rock and roll up to a seated position, then let your legs go nice and long with a bit of a bend in the knees. Take a big breath, reach up and overhead, and as you exhale, reach towards your feet. Does not matter if you can touch your toes. We just want to stretch, maybe a little stretch to the backs of the legs, but more specifically, a little stretch to the low back. Take one more breath. All right, one last stretch before we complete our morning. Spin your legs around, come into a tabletop position. And then just since we did all those nice push-ups and stuff, we're going to take a little heart melting pose or puppy pose for my yoga friends. So your knees are going to stay fairly in line with your hips. You're going to walk your arms forward. So you get a nice reach through the torso. And then how you position your arms is like, where do your shoulders feel the most comfortable? I like a wide position, so I like to walk my hands to the outer edges of my mat. But you move your arms out or in as much as feels good, and then let your chest drop down, let your forehead drop down. Take one more breath. And then come back up nice and slow into your tabletop position. From tabletop, just to come up in a smooth way, curl your toes under, lift your butt up, walk your hands toward your feet or your feet toward your hands. So you come to a little standing fold. Once you found that standing fold position, take a second there just to kind of tune in, notice how your body feels. And then when you feel ready, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to standing, take your time as you come up. Give your shoulders a little shrug. And then in honor of Mara, who's not even sticking around, grab your foam roller. We'll do a little